All right, how you doing? It's DJ Rossterman here, and today we're going to be doing another eye candy demo using GameGuru Max, and the software right here. I'm clicking on the icon. We're going to go ahead and launch it. All right, so I've designed a bunch of different levels here. This is what your opening screen will look like. I don't know why they chose this particular landscape. I imagine the next one they'll pick will have trees. And maybe a little more water action. The water looks really nice and reflective there. I mean, the scene don't look too bad, but the engine is far more capable than this. So we're going to go over here and go, I'll just go through a quickie course here, and this is my Wooded Mountains construction area. I'm going to go open. And I don't need to save this because it's not mine anyway. So let's go ahead and launch it. This is a zero launch, so we're going to go from launch right now. And this is bringing me into the game editor. So basically, you're going to get a look-down video or a look-down perspective of the software. And it's going to show you a big map of trees and mountains and whatnot. And you'll see where I put a base. Maybe it'll be in the opening screen. Depending on where I was when I last had the camera when I shut it down after a save. Usually saves everything right where you're at, so bear that in mind. If you always want to go back to your start point, you need to put a start point in the game, and there'll be a little green marker for that, and that'll be your character where he generates when the game first starts. And you've also got a win zone, which when the character gets to that particular point and enters the zone, it will end the game in so much as a win. So that's interesting. Again, here we are. We're looking straight down at my world that I've created. Now, to give you a really good perspective of this, we can move forward and backward and go left and right. Now, see that yellow line? That's how far your character can go in that direction. So if my character is walking, see my little cursor moving up there. He can't go beyond that. You know, he can see beyond that. That's just eye candy. Okay, but he can't go beyond that. So you want to make a way or design a barrier between this and that so he doesn't go out of bounds. And the way you do that is what I've done here. And bring my camera down a little lower. As you get closer to the ground, the camera will slow down, and that's so you can work in the environment easier. But if you want to fly over it, I made these valleys. And your character has to go through these valleys. He can't climb up. I'm hoping that the grade is steep enough where he can't climb up. So you don't want him getting out of this zone. So I'll be putting more of this mountain around here, around where my cursor is, to block him from going backwards. But you want him to go down this valley in this direction. There's a reason for that. He's going to come down here like so, head up here, and he's going to try to get into this camp. And there's only one place where the fence, okay, see this fence that goes around the entire camp, is right there. It's broken. And the bottom line is here, what broke that is going to be a tree is falling. I'm going to take a tree right from here, lean it over so that you can see where it knocked down the fence. So your character is going to jump over a little piece of down tree and through here, and he's going to get into the camp. Now this is going to be patrolled, and there'll be fire barrels out here, especially at night, to cast shadows and light to create an environment. So you want to avoid the patrols without getting shot, or at least just take care of them without being killed. And this is a storage unit here that we have, so we got some storage in here, things that they use for summer camp. Okay, so anyway, some more stuff's going out there. We want a little bit of environment. Now some big crates and boxes, machinery, things are going to go out here to create a better environment for hiding behind objects. It's kind of paramount that your characters zip in and out of, dodge in and out of object areas. Now, this is a test, okay, this is a test. So you see this young lady right here, when I get to her, I have programmed her, and she's not a character within the game. She's just a cardboard cutout. Now, her cutout will always face me. Like right now, she's not. See how she's facing over that direction there? Right here, see that? But if I go like this, she's now facing kind of like toward me, but over here she's not, okay? She's still facing that way there. What's going to happen here is she's going to be programmed to move so that she will always be facing me, okay? And that's all she's going to do. And there's a reason for that. These are people that I'm going to put behind glass, bulletproof glass, where you're not going to interact with them at all, but you want them to be looking at you like oh shoot, there's a shootout going on over there, or something's going on. You want them to have surprised looks on their faces, and I wanted to be sure I could do that. So I just created this character as a reference point to do that. Okay, so that being said, here's your AK-47, some ammunition, and yes, this is me. I'm the guy that created the game. I'm DJ Rossterman, or otherwise known as Ross Abrams. Hey, that's one of my favorite programs right there. I don't know if you can see that box. That's Poser. I really love that program. It was really cool. And see those floppy disks? They go to my Amiga 1200. How many of you got one of those? Let me check this out. I'm hoping to put a video on that. They got to really incorporate a way of us to drag and drop and resize AVIs, MPEG-4s, whatever the case might be, video, even a FLK or whatever, flick, something that I can cut out and put in that monitor, and with audio. And I don't mind putting an audio file here to accompany that if necessary. So like you could do like a special news bulletins and shit like that, or information. And it'd be nice. It'd be really nice. Okay, so we're going to go over here. I built these trucks, by the way. They're not complete, but I didn't know how to make transparent glass. I do now. When I first started this, I did not. So, and I'll show you how I do transparent glass. Let's go way over here just to give you a little look at that. See these windows? See how they frost over here? That's transparent glass. This is what we wanted to do. We wanted to create a window you could actually look in. See that? But you'll see how the sun hits it? You get that frosty, transparent glass look to it. And the same would be along the entire building as the light reflects off of it, or the God's rays pass through it. Okay, that's cool. This is what my game is going to be all about, trying to do all this stuff. Anyway, we brought you in over here. Now, throughout the gameplay, for example, you have to come in this gate. This entire fenced-in area, you really can't get in there. I made it so you couldn't. So you come in that gate, you go this way. Whether you fight or you sneak in, that's up to you. But if you set off alarms, these rooms here, each one will have like 3 to 4 characters, and this one here will have 4 characters. Towers will have at least 1 or 2 in each, maybe 1 at the bottom, 1 at the top in each tower. So I'm pre-planning that all in my head as I'm going along doing this, and how I need to set up the game. If I can sneak by all these guys, this gate technically is coming in to camp, but this is the way we're going to need to go out of camp. Okay, so we're going to come through that all the way from over there, and another 6 guys here, 3 in each cabin or 4, it could be 8. So they're going to be defending this area. So you want to get through here without setting off an alarm, and if you do, you're going to have to fight. And I've just given you barely enough ammunition to complete that. You're going to want to take your character and go down this road. There may be 2 or 3 3-man or 4-man patrols down here, so you got to watch yourself. You don't be running bare ass out there, because if you do, you might get whacked. Now, you see a trail like this, it's pretty obvious that go down to the ground. This is your eye view. That your character can go up that, okay? But if it's like this, no, we don't want you going up that. You could try, and in places you probably can get over that. But that's not where we want you to go. We want you to stay within the canyon. But if you see something like this, this is like, oh, I can go up there. Check it out. And we want you to. We've got some bushes and some rocks in here to make it look like it's a little bit more treacherous. And we're going to put a tree here and a bush and maybe a rock or 2. Make it look like that's not someplace you want to go. You're going to see this, and you go, oh, I'm going to go out like this here, and you keep going. And it's going to take me down here. Okay, it's kind of cool. But this is not a surprise area. This is an area where you can go. Then you can overlook this and sniper or shoot or whatever you need to do in case you need to. Here, if you take out the guards that were over there, you'll be able to get down that road there and go back that way. But that's not what we want you to do. But as you're heading back now here, okay, and it's too hard to fall, you want to fall down there and die, so you want to go this way. And then you notice, well, look at that. It does kind of look like you can go up there, because when you see the bush there, you might see a little bit of sunlight passing through. And this is a secret. You're going to find a little box of ammunition here and some life. Secret. You can climb up on this thing right here and get a better shot. See how that works? But that's a secret area that you might not find, because it's going to be slightly camouflaged and prevent your character from directly seeing it. Yeah, that's cool. In any event, you still have to go back down this way, because that's still going to be too high for you to fall. That's what we're aiming for. And make you backtrack yourself. And you still have a choice now, because you sniped those guys. You can go back up that way and come down the road, or you continue down this way and run into 2 or 3 more patrols, which you will. And you can go through that gate there, which will be guarded. And you'll have to go this way here in case you don't want to engage that. You might have to engage 2 or 3 guards here in a guard tower. Again, too, you have another option here. And there'll be a patrol back here. This is going to be a small campsite. Some guys have been blocking this up like an early warning system. We in the Army call it the LPOP, Listening Post Outpost. So if anybody came down your perimeter from that direction, you could alert the unit with radio or some kind of communication. Okay, so we're going to go down here. You end up coming through this gate. Now this gate here has an alarm. Right down at the very bottom of it, there'll be a beam going across this way here. This will be a trigger point. And that trigger point will set off an alarm, and a bunch of guys will come out of these buildings over here, or maybe from behind these water towers here. They're going to come running all the way over, and they're going to come engage you. Now, this one here does not have an alarm, okay? So you won't have the same problem if you come through there successfully. Over here, it does have an alarm, and then it has some guards. So if you came down that path first, you would have to engage, and that would set off a couple of other events. So, but basically, I wanted to say if you came down here, there was no alarm at all, but you had to kill the guards that were there that could see you, and then there's some life in this tunnel here and some, like a little secret spot, but not overly a secret, obviously. I was going to build that into the mountain, so you can cut into the mountain a little bit there, but I have to use rocks to do that because you can't draw tunnels in the system here. But it doesn't mean you can't create tunnels using objects, if you see how I did that. And same goes for water tunnels and things like that, or tubes. Okay, so then there's extra pieces of fence out here. I haven't decided where I'm going to put them or if I'm done with the fencing yet. And I'll show you what that's all about as being this is a contract kit. So basically it's a contractor's edition. So basically, construction edition, I'm sorry. And it comes with all the parts. It'll be laid out here in like 50 windows, 50 doors, 50 blah, blah, blah. And you can build whatever you want in whatever landscape that you want. Now these drum barrels here, they won't be in it because those aren't mine. Those came from GameGuru. These little things down here, no, not mine. The buildings are mine, okay? The flags in there are mine, stuff like that. So there's a mixture here. But if you've got GameGuru Max, you've already got this stuff, okay? It's going to come with it. So you don't have to worry about that. What you're getting is my asset pack, my clear glass windows, my brick building walls, my pillars, things like that, so you can build buildings. My over here, see, these are actually a whole building. Right here, these aren't pieces. If I clicked on it, I'll show you. That's a whole building. So I can drag that up and down. I'm just going to drag it up like a little bit right there. See that? That's a whole building. So you get that whole building. Click over here and say undo, edit, undo. Oh, undo. Wow, didn't like to undo. Hey, that's a glitch, guys, so I need to put that back down. And it's easy to do because I designed my buildings like this. Check this out. See that little wedge? You can now move this. I'm going to click on their little icon here, right? Now, I'm on the icon that says I can move in any direction except up and down. I can move left and right, forward and backward. So I can drag this. Click on it and drag it. See how that works? So you don't really get confused. You line your building up 100%, and look at the detail. And you go right down inside here. I'm going to bring it right back here. I'm going to take my camera by unclicking and just zoom right in on. Look at that. And if you want to make sure your building is 100% lined up, this is really a good way to do it. Okay, look at that. Okay, this building looks like it might be slightly higher than the other one, so I can come out of there this way here. Go down here, but it's pretty damn close. Now see this divider wall right here? Pretty damn close. And of course now, if you're like me too, click on the ground. I like to highlight something else. I don't like the idea that I can't just click the ground. Whenever you click on an item in the game like this and it stays highlighted, you tend to click on something could happen to this item. What they should allow here is, okay, so I'm done with that item, click on the ground. And that just takes that yellow away from there and makes that no longer a problem. And technically I can grab the ground and move it, but see my item is still selected. And that creates an issue. One that I think should be eliminated, but that's up to the creators of the software. Whenever I click the ground, anywhere on the ground that isn't an object, deselect the object. Yeah, it should be that way. Come on, guys. That makes sense. Look at all these buildings. I give you these buildings here. Again, these are one whole unit of a building. Okay. And then you could shrink that building and design that building to your needs, okay? And actually you can build within a building, nobody says you can't. So you could add structures inside this. And say we're here, scale, for example. I can take this and, whoa. You don't want to do it till it distorts, obviously. So that you want the bricks to look realistic. But you can actually, make it a lot bigger and make a base inside there if you wanted to. Or make it a lot smaller and say, okay, that's just a garage. Kind of cute looking garage. Check that out. Yeah. And then when you do that, check out these beams. See how they got smaller too? Everything that is in line with the sizing is going to shrink according to that. So, yeah, bear that in mind. So, here I'm not sure if I can go back either to find out. Here, say undo, edit, undo. See, there's an issue there. That should be undoable. I don't know what the heck is going on with that. Okay, so let's stretch that back out to where we want it, right about there. Did I change the height? I don't think I changed the height. So that's kind of cool. I built this buildings, and they're my buildings, and nobody can never. These are my cars, and if I put the glass in there and maybe do a little more touch-ups on those, they're going to look really cool. I just wanted to see if I can get my stuff into the game. And as you can see, I want you to know, by the way, these are DirectX. And I did hear Lee Obama say in one of his videos that they don't support DirectX anymore. That's rather sad because some of the other software out there is a little difficult to learn. Some of DirectX software is a lot simpler, and you don't want to take us old school dogs out of the equation because we want to play too. So anyway, it does look like it imports them, but whether or not they actually work in your software or not, that's questionable as of yet, because I have not saved a full-length game. Once I save a game and go in here and see my buildings are all in there and the lighting looks good, then I will commit to saying, oh, hallelujah. But right now I'm just going to say it looks damn nice. What do you think? You guys all in agreement? It kind of looks nice. Once I paint the paths down here and lay the grass down and some weeds, it's going to look really cool. Now, at any time during the game development or the software layout, you want to change the environment. For example, day or night. Like you can see this lighting situation that's in front of me here. If you click up on here, and we're going to lower this sun intensity here, again, like we did before. Again, we didn't want to be totally cloudless with the darkness. Okay, so we'll bring it down a little bit more like so. And you could type in a number over here if you didn't want to drag, so touchy. So we'll go ahead and launch. And the reason why I'm doing this is it's going to show you some lighting effects at night that you don't normally see during the day. It should give you an idea of how this might look a little different with the flashlight. So your character gives you that perspective. And this is going into game again, so this is a test inside the game field. So it's going to take a second to load all this. Okay. So let's turn on the flashlight so you can see it on the ground. See how that works? We got a flashlight now. And this is at night, so you're going to have limited visibility. And how that works is like you see at night, you're not going to be able to see over there, of course, okay, at night. So you see how the flashlight's really going to be able to help you. And it's going to be a little darker because I'm going to add something called luminescent FOD, or fog. You see the bricks, how they light up when you get right up on them with the flashlight? That's what we were trying to create, an environment kind of spooky. Okay, and you get inside here. Now you see these lights are still on, so I'll turn my flashlight off. And I'm going to put a light bulb in here so you get to see that that light is on. These are just 100-watt light bulbs. The light comes prefixed at 500 watts, so it's a really bright light. It would light up the whole chamber in here, and that's not what we were going for. We want it to be kind of dark. We don't know what's going on, kind of a mystery. Okay. But this is all about lighting and testing the lighting at night. Okay, we'll turn the flashlight on, and you can see how that works. Yeah, on the roof, the ground. Okay. Just grab some ammo, more ammo. Okay, take your character, we're going to turn the flashlight off and go downstairs. So I'll give you an idea of how this is built and how it goes on. I mean, really, I didn't show you anything about how to build it. That's coming up. We'll show you more as we go along here. But, and then you can't see in the lake from this level. Of course, there's no characters in the game as of yet. The lake looks like that, you know, even with a flashlight at night, you know, you're not going to be able to see the face that's down in that water. This is not bad water. I could make it bad water, but it's not. It's just kind of gooey. Okay, very cool, man. All right. So now you get an idea what's going on. As you get closer now, if I put outdoor lighting, which a couple of big high beam lights right out here, they'll cast light off this wall like that, and that'll really look cool at a distance at night. Okay, so that's really what it's going to come to. So I hope you enjoyed this little walkthrough demo and this little flyby demo. We'll come back out now, and I think it's really cool software. I think it has potential. Again, here, no matter how good all this looks, it's for naught if the characters are stupid. So when it comes right down to it, and I start laying out these people, and I'm going to actually lay them out in areas not as complicated as this, because I want to see how they react in a non-complicated environment, just a few boxes here and there type stuff, before I actually start placing them in here. A little eye candy for us all right here. Can we brighten her up a little bit? Oh, we were in fly mode, so I couldn't use the flashlight. I forgot about that. This is ground mode. See, if I hit the F key, like normally in gameplay, F key is flashlight. But if you're in build mode, the F key is either ground or flight. So I get a little confused on that. We all do. But again, here, look at that lake at night now. Okay, see that? That's me, the Rossterman. He's like totally cool and underwater. You'd never even know he was there. Thought I fixed that. Okay, let's quit. Hey, have a good day, eh?